Hi, this is Michael Rony Mullick, and you are watching the Week Ahead show, and we will discuss about the fourth week of July, that is the last week, and we also have the expiry this week. So definitely this week is going to be volatile because of the volatility is there. US Fed event is also there, so multiple reasons, and definitely a lot of companies are coming out with their quarterly results. So definitely this week will be interesting to watch for the markets, especially what happened in the last week. So multiple things have happened in the last week. So to give you a brief recap, this is the weekly chart of Nifty, and to see the weekly pattern, and we can see the markets have moved up significantly. 16,719 is where the market stopped. So to put it into perspective, you can see a strong green candle happening in Nifty on a weekly time frame. Nifty was up almost 600 points in the last week from Monday to Friday. Bank Nifty was up almost 2,000 points from Monday to Friday, up by almost 5.7 percentage, and Nifty IT did pretty well, up almost 6.4 percentage from Monday's low to Friday's high. So IT, although the previous week it did not perform well, and we can see a strong red candle forming, but on last week that was compensated, and the markets actually closed above the closing of the last week. FMCG sector also doing pretty well. It is at the all-time high thanks to ITC and Hindustan Unilever, and also Britannia and Nestle. They are doing pretty well, and FMCG is again up by almost 3.2 percentage this week. It is at again an all-time high. So this was the markets, the levels. So last week you can see it was a very bullish undertone in the entire markets, and so some major events also happened, but markets did not take that negatively. One of them was the European Central Bank increasing their interest rate for the first time in 11 years, and it had increased it by 25 basis point or 0.25 percentage, but markets did not react negatively to that. And then there was news of Apple coming out and saying that they are going to reduce its hiring and also reduce its expenditure. So that was slightly negative on the markets, but that was also recovered immediately in the following day. So that was there, and also we saw that Indian government had reduced or withdrawn the windfall taxes it had imposed on the crude oil refinery companies, and thereby benefiting Reliance Industries, ONGC, Vedanta. So these companies' shares were significantly up this week. So these were some of the major happenings of the week, and then on Friday the US markets was slightly disappointing, is what we can say, mostly because of Nasdaq. And in Nasdaq specifically, Snapchat share has fallen significantly, almost 40 percentage down. We were discussing this in the Friday's show. So that is why Nasdaq ended significantly in the red. This is the daily chart of Nasdaq, and you can see after 3 continuous days of up move, it is down by almost 1.77 percentage solely because of Nasdaq, and other indices were also dragged down because of this. S&P 500 down by 0.9 percentage, Dow Jones down by 0.4 percentage. So all the US markets ended in the green, Nasdaq leading the fall, but on a close to close basis, the VIX in the US has fallen, so volatility is coming down, but it's still at 23. India VIX is at 16.65. This is again, I think this is the December level, December 2021. This is where the markets were at 16 VIX. So market volatility is coming down, but there's a significant difference if you compare between India VIX and US VIX. So US VIX should also come down to below 20, and that is where the bull run should actually start in the US market as well. So that will be coming down hopefully when the Fed interest rate decision, which is due on Wednesday night, when that is out, then we can expect the US VIX to come down as well. So that is the outlook for the volatility in the markets. So apart from that, we have the crude oil prices. It is down 1.4 percentage. It is at $95 per barrel. So this is at the very lower end of the zone it was trading. So that is again very good to see. And talking about currency, the dollar index is stable at 106. USD INR is gained slightly. INR has strengthened. That is, it is at 79.82, down from 80 levels. So that is again good. So next week is mostly about corporate results. So in India as well as US. So out of S&P 500, almost 70, not 70, sorry, almost one third or 33% of the companies are coming out with their results. So all the companies results will be coming up, like most of the important companies like Microsoft will be out on Tuesday. Apple is coming out with these results on Thursday. US markets is likely to be volatile, and not only US, even in India. Out of Nifty 50 stocks, almost again 25% of the companies are coming out with the results. So what are the companies? We have Tata Steel, L&T, Asian Paints, Bajaj Auto, Maruti, Tata Motors, Dr. Reddy, HDFC, Bajaj Finance, Sun Pharma. So these are the companies which will be coming up with its results this week. So definitely it is going to be interesting. So please follow the pre-market report and post-market reports. We will be discussing about the results and what kind of impact they are having on the entire markets. So these will be discussed there as well. And apart from that, we have some economic data to be released as well. So let us look at the economic calendar and see what are the events. So most important is on Wednesday we have talked about is the US federal interest rate decision. So the markets are expecting a 75 basis point or 0.75% hike, and if the if it comes at 100 basis points or 1% hike, it can slightly be negative for the market. So everyone is eagerly waiting for that. So this is 11:30 p.m. You can see the last time it was at 1.75, and this time they're expecting it to come at 2.5. That is 0.5 over here and 0.25 here. If you add it, that's coming to 0.75%. But just in case it is increased by 1%, that is going to be slightly negative for the markets. So that is the most important news that you should be looking out for. Apart from that, we have some other data like the German inflation data coming, the GDP growth rate of US coming on Thursday, that is post market hours. Then on Friday, what else we have on Friday? We think there is the European GDP data and inflation data. So both are going to be coming on Friday. So these will have the effect next week. So these are some of the important data you should be watching out for, and the most important of them is definitely the US Fed decision. Coming to the open interest and how things look in the next week. So Nifty, we have a very strong support at 16,500 on the put side, and 17,000 on the higher side is where the resistance lies. So people are expecting a range of 16,500 to 17,000 in the next week. So we have to see how the markets react, and Nifty looks very, very bullish. Put call ratio is at 1.35, and the markets ended at 16,700 on an intraday basis on Friday. People added huge amounts of puts, so that indicates bullishness in the market. So let us see how the markets react. Tomorrow SGX Nifty is slightly down because of US markets. That can indicate a slight gap down, but let's see if the gap down is immediately recovered like we are seeing in the last week. That was the theme. So every day whenever there was a gap down, markets in the first 5 minutes it shot up, and so we have to see if that same trend continues or not. Coming to back Nifty, things look again 37,000 on the higher side has the highest amount of call build up. 36,000 on the lower side has the highest amount of put build up. So 36 to 37 is the range people are expecting, and Bank Nifty is also bullish. We see huge amount of put being added at 36,500. Put call ratio is at 1.19. So this is the expectation for the markets in the next week. So talking about levels for Nifty, so the 200-day moving average for Nifty is at 17,050. So if that is broken and if market moves higher, we can say Nifty is officially bullish. But till the time it is trading below 17,000, the market is not yet bullish. So we have to see how things turn around. The 100-day moving average is 16,500, where the markets took support on 2 days, and then it shot up. So that is good to see. So 16,800 will be acting as a very, very important level. 16,800 to 850 is the zone you should be watching out for. Though these 50 points are very crucial, because if you look back what happens in the markets, we can see multiple times in the past, from August last year, then August, November, December, this year January, February, March, April, even May. So all these months markets have either taken support or either taken resistance at this level. 16,830 is going to be a very, very important level. So it's not just 16,830, you can keep a zone of 16,800 to 850 as a buffer area. So because the markets have taken multiple times resistances and support at this level, so definitely going forward, that is going to act as a major resistance level. Even last time markets had fallen from 16,800, that is the last swing high for Nifty, 16,799, 796, something like that. Yeah. So markets are going to be reacting to that as well. But markets look bullish. On the downside, we have multiple levels of support for Nifty. So what we can see is the first level should be 16,680, then 16,630 levels, and if that is broken, 16,500 levels. These are the levels you should be watching out for. If the market breaks 16,500, then we can expect further down move in the markets. Apart from that, I don't think there is any reason to be bearish until and unless 16,500 is broken on the lower side. Apart from that, market looks bullish to sideways in the next week because markets have moved significantly the last week, so it should take it should consolidate a bit, and if after consolidation it moves up, that is again going to be a healthy recovery for the market. So definitely watch out for that as well. Coming to Bank Nifty, the levels, what we can see is Bank Nifty on Friday has shot up above its 200-day moving average. So that is again interesting. So Bank Nifty is officially in the bullish territory, and it also ended in with a strong bullish candle. So you have to see tomorrow. We have already seen that Kotak Bank, ICICI Bank results were to be announced on the weekend. It has already been announced. Kotak Bank results were decent. ICICI Bank results were very good. So expect Bank Nifty to move significantly higher tomorrow, and maybe 37,000 is the target, and it can be achieved this week itself. And the way the trend line has been broken, you can see the trend line was continuing from 26th October 2021, and finally it was broken it was broken, I think, on Wednesday. So that is going to be very interesting, because when such a major trend line is broken, markets can shoot up easily up to 38,000 levels, at least in Bank Nifty. So already we have seen after this was broken, we saw a quick rally of almost 1,000 points in Bank Nifty, and that is the case whenever a trend line is broken, and markets can shoot up like anything, and that is exactly happening in Bank Nifty. So it looks pretty bullish. So Nifty, Bank Nifty levels we have discussed for the next week. So let us see how the markets react to the corporate results and also the US federal rate interest rate hike. So this is my view for the next week. We have discussed the levels. So let's see tomorrow where the Asian markets open, and SGX Nifty was indicating a gap down. If the gap down remains, or if it increases tomorrow, we have to see all those things. And definitely market will be reacting to ICICI Bank, Kotak Bank, and Reliance results which came out over the weekend. So definitely watch out for those stocks, and more information will be discussed in tomorrow morning's pre-market show. So until that time, have a good night, and thank you for watching.